breakfast of mine. Good evening and welcome to the Max Radio Folk Show with me, John Barker, playing you the best in folk and roots music from the Isle of Man and from all around the world. Tonight's show starts with a very well-known tune, The Mason's Apron, this version by Stockton's Wing. Well, this Friday, February the 14th, is of course Valentine's Day, so tonight's show will feature a scattering of folky love songs. And what better place to start than the first of 3,000 songs that the Victorian song collector Cecil Sharp collected in 1903 at Hambridge Vicarage in Somerset, when he heard it sung by the vicarage gardener, John England. The Seeds of Love. And this version is the first one that I heard, from that fantastic album by Robin and Barry Dransfield, Popular to Contrary Belief.
I sowed the seeds of love, I sowed them in the spring, I gathered them up in the morning so soon, when the small birds sweetly sing, when the small birds sweetly sing. My garden was planted well, with flowers everywhere, but I had not the liberty to choose for myself the flowers I loved so dear, the flowers I loved so dear. My gardener was standing by, I asked him to choose for me. He chose me the violet, the lily and the pink, but these I refused all three. But these I refused all three. The violet I did not like, because it fades too soon. The lily and the pink I too did overthink, so I vowed I'd wait till June. I vowed I'd wait till June. In June there's the red, red rose, and that's the flower for me. Many times I have aimed at that red rosy bud, but gained the willow tree, but gained the willow tree. The willow it will twist, the willow it will twine. I wish I was back in that young girl's arms that once held this heart of mine, that once held this heart of mine. Of hyssop I'll take a spray, no other flowers I'll touch, so all the world may say of me that I loved one flower too much, that I loved one flower too much. Who still can feel the pain, the grass that once was trodden underfoot. Give it time, it'll rise again. Give it time, it'll rise again.
Apart from this scattering of love songs tonight, another focus of the show is some of the wonderful live music that you can expect to hear at different venues on the Isle of Man in 2025. We start with the sessions that will be happening this week. Of course, there's the usual O'Donnell's session on Wednesday night in Douglas and the Mitres session in Ramsey on Friday night. There'll be a Sunday afternoon session, but I'm not quite sure where that is just yet. I'll let you know if I find out before the end of this recording. It's been lovely to see Pat Knight down at the O'Donnell's session the last couple of weeks. And here's a few snippets of recording I made last Wednesday. Starting off with a waltz written by Pat and featuring him on whistle. Other players at the session that night included Mary, Susan, Mick, a couple of Daves, Josh, Tony, Katie and Mairead. Good times as always. Also happening this week are two gigs on Saturday night. We seem to do this in the folk world, don't we? Put two great things on the same night. The first of those I'll mention is at Onken Village Hall, and it's a concert and fest noz featuring Nirna San, bringing you a one-off night of Breton and Manx musical entertainment featuring visiting artists Lors Landat and Thomas Moisson. A fest noz is a Breton traditional festival with dancing and live musicians. On the very same night, Elizabeth Davison Blythe and Daniel Quayle are playing at Peel Cathedral under the Museum of the Moon. If you look for those events on social media, you'll find out how to get tickets. Going a little bit further ahead, on Sunday, March the 9th, at the Institute in Laxey, Chris Drever and Chris Stout are playing. What a fantastic night that's going to be. Tickets are flying out for this gig. You can get yours at etickets.im/et, or again, look on social media for the adverts. It's a relatively new duo, so I don't have any recordings of them together, but here's a song by Chris Drever from his Best Of album from a few years ago. It's called Beads and Feathers.
You've been sailors for your souls. You've been soldiers and too many wars. You've been miners for your peaceful hearts. You've been fighters for your fallen tears and mine. This flowing water never ends. These granite mountains cannot fall. Just like them you'll live forever, and trade it all for beads and feathers. You've been sailors for your whose flowing water never ends, whose granite mountains cannot fall. Just like them you'll live forever. Don't trade it all for beads and feathers.
That Chris Drever and Chris Stout gig is the first of 6 folky gigs we've got planned at the Institute this year. The second of those follows on quite quickly on March the 22nd. It features a lovely duo from Norfolk who are coming to visit us, Christina Alden and Alex Patterson. Here's a song by them, The Greenland Shark, from an album called Hunter. That was released 3 or 4 years ago.
500 years I swam these seas, calling, calling for you in ancient waters lay my way, calling, calling for you so many miles below the earth where the fish and flounders roam. Light is carried far from me and I'll carry these old bones. They cast their nets in icy seas, calling, calling to me with harpoons, shooting spears and rope, calling, calling to me through glassy waters I have seen, calling, calling to me the rising kings and empires fall, calling, calling to me so many miles below the earth where the fish and flounders roam. Light is carried far from me and I'll carry these old bones. For my eyes tell a tale of the things I have seen. No, you'll never know, never know me. For my eyes tell a tale of the things I have seen. No, you'll never know, never know me. I once belonged to northern tides, calling, calling to me when Nordic gods set up the skies, calling, calling to me 500 years I swam these seas, calling, calling for you I cannot tell you what I've seen, calling, calling for you so many miles below the earth where the fish and flounders roam. Light is carried far from me and I'll carry these old bones. So many miles below the earth where the fish and flounders roam. Light is carried far from me. So many miles below the earth where the fish and flounders roam. Light is carried far from me and I'll carry these old bones.
That was Christina Alden and Alex Patterson, and tickets for their gig in Laxey are on sale at etickets.im/et as well. Also available at that website are tickets for The Often Heard, an amazing young 4-piece bluegrass band from the UK, who I saw at a festival last year. They're appearing on the 9th of May. And from their album When the Big Lamp Shines, this is Cheese and Onion Pasty Rag. Oh, getting hungry now. So that was the Often Heard. They don't normally have a saxophone player, I think that was a special guest, but they do have one of the best mandolin players I've seen, and a double bass player, which reminds me, we need to borrow a double bass for that night. Get in touch if you can help out. So later in the year, there's another 3 folk and roots gigs that we're putting on at the Institute, but tickets aren't available for those just yet. The first is in July and features our Italian friends Max Debonardi and Veronica Zaburgia, who are always so entertaining with their mixture of old-time Americana and blues. After them, towards the end of September, Dan Walsh is coming back, and in October we've got a wonderful 3-piece folk band called Taran visiting us for the first time. So here's music by those 3 acts. First of all, Rock Me by Max Debonardi and Veronica Zaburgia, Want What You Don't Have by Dan Walsh, and a favourite song of the show, Spencer the Rover by Taran.
Water from on high. Why the word love, love is around me, even forced to by me. But oh, if you leave me, I would die. You hide me in the bosom till the storm of life is over. Oh, rock me in the cradle of our love. Only feed me till I want no more. Then you take me to your blessed home above. You make my journey bright. You make my burden lighter. I said, help me to do good wherever I can. Oh, let thou praise and thrill me. Thou loving kindness fill me. And then you hold me in the hollow of your hand. You hide me in the bosom till the storms of life is over. Oh, rock me in the cradle of our love. Only feed me till I want no more. Then you take me to your blessed home above.
You might think you're traveling down a road that promises no line, that just sends you away into the night. But don't follow your doubt, 'cause once you've pulled out, then you'll only know the way out of sight. Want what you don't have, and envy what you see. But what you think you want doesn't always work for me. Everybody envies someone else's way to be. Think you're headed for a world where excitement never ends, that makes you think the real world suspends. But this is not a dream, just moments make it seem like your work is your only best friend. But the time will come when you can't pretend. Want what you don't have and envy what you see. What you think you want doesn't always work for me. Everybody envies someone else's way to be. On this we can agree. Chasing paths that are closed till further notice. Not too late to stop the route. So this is going to be our way to combine the roads that have brought us here today. I used to think by this time I would feel that I had laid the ground, but I sometimes feel I never made a sound. But never mind the age, we both turn the same page, and there's no one way that anyone has found. Want what you don't have, and envy what you see. But what you think you want doesn't always work for me. Want what you don't have, and envy what you see. But what you think you want doesn't always work for me. Everybody envies someone else's way to be. On this we can agree.
These words were composed by Spencer the Rover, who travelled Great Britain and most parts of Wales. There had been much reducing which caused great confusion, and that was the reason he started to roam. In Yorkshire near Rotherham, it being on his ramble, being weary of travelling, he sat down to rest. These words were composed by Spencer the Rover, who travelled Great Britain and most parts of Wales. There had been much reducing which caused great confusion, and that was the reason he started to roam. In Yorkshire near Rotherham, it being on his ramble, being weary of travelling, he sat down to rest. At the foot of the mountain there runs a clear fountain, with pleasant cool water himself to refresh. It tasted far sweeter than the gold he had wasted, sweeter than honey, and gave more content. But the thoughts of his babies lamenting their father brought tears to his eyes and caused him to lament. Now the night fast approaching, to the woods he departed, with woodbine and ivy his bed for to make. There he set about sighing, lamenting and crying. Go home to your family and rambling forsake. On the 5th of November I've a reason to remember. First he returned to his family and wife. They looked so surprised to see him arriving, to see such a stranger once more in their sight. Then his children came round him with their pretty prattling stories, their pretty prattling stories to drive cares away. Now they are united like birds of a feather, like bees in one hive, now together they'll stay. And now he is living in his cottage contented, with woodbine and roses climbing all around the door. He's as happy as those who've got thousands in riches, contented he'll stay and go rambling no more.
So that great version of Spencer the Rover was by Taran, who are coming over to play at the Institute in October. There's lots of other music happening around, not just at the Institute, of course. There's an Americana band called the Jesse Janes who are going to play at the Institute and other venues in April, but I don't have any music to play you by them. But I'll remind you about the tickets nearer the time. There'll also, of course, be lots of great music happening at Peel Centenary Centre. And on March the 21st, that's the night before Christina Alden and Alex Patterson are in Laxey, the wonderful Martin Harley is coming back to the island with his band. Many of you will remember Martin playing at the Big Wheel Blues Festival a couple of times. The first time he came with his band, the festival was at the Villa Marina, and I always remember the moment in the Promenade Suite when the band stood in front of the stage monitors and played entirely acoustically to the room. It was a very special moment, and this is the song that they played. This is Winter Coat by Martin Harley.
Take me out tonight. I wanna go where I can feel alive. My old winter coat, big enough for you and me both, to keep off the rain as we make our way through the North Lanes. Take me down tonight. I wanna throw stones in the ocean, I wanna chase the tide. winter cold. It's big enough for you and me both to keep off the rain as we make our way through the North Lane. For one sweet moment, feel like a picture in a frame. Everything is black and white, let the cards just fall where they lay. My old winter coat is big enough for you and me both to keep off the rain as we make our way through the North Lanes. My old winter coat is big enough for you and me both to keep off the rain as we make our way through the North Lanes. My old winter coat is big enough for you and me both to keep off the rain as we make our way through the North Lanes.
Well, I followed Martin Harley with another set of fantastic Irish tunes. The Leitrim Fancy, Round the World for Sport and Rip the Calico by the Bothy Band. It's time we got back to a few love songs, isn't it? And here's a classic Manx love song, Grime McCree. This version I found is sung by Emma Christian.
Oh, Grime McCree, oh, Grime McCree, oh, velos dust, as manach niam, Grime McCree merum. Sanda eschgeden besvegus. O tam chri leis sich an tuliet, tam anya leis trimscheleden, nicht am haide cadles buliet. Mhuigen savin chit de dawn. O Grime McCree, o Irias tam, Grime McCree, o velos dust, as manach niam, Grime McCree merum. Sein da eschgeden besvegus.
The first time ever I saw your face, I thought the sun rose in your eyes, and the moon and the stars were the gift you gave to the dark and empty skies, my love, to the dark and empty skies. The first time ever I kissed your mouth, I felt the earth move in my hand, like the trembling heart of a captive bird that was there at my command, my love, that was there at my command. First time ever I lay with you and felt your heartbeat next to mine. I thought our joy would fill the earth and last till the end of time, my love. And last till the end of time. The first time.
A classic love song there written by Ewan MacColl in 1957. Sung by the woman he wrote it for, Peggy Seeger, just a couple of years ago, and of course she's now in her 80s, and still a very inspiring figure. Last up tonight, something a bit different. This is a version of Matty Groves by a band called Ferocious Dog. They released an album last year called Kleptocracy with this track on, and I'll be back next week to play you more great folk and roots music from the Isle of Man and from all around the world, and I hope you'll join me then.
A holiday on the first one of the year. Lord Donald's wife came to the church, the gospel for to hear. And when the meeting it was done, she cast her eyes about, and there she saw young Matty Groves walking in the crowd. Come on with me, young Matty Groves, come on with me tonight. Come on with me, young Matty Groves, I sleep with me tonight. And a servant who was standing by and hearing what was said, he swore to Lord Donald he would know before the sun would set. Young Matty Groves, now he lay down and took a little sleep. When he awoke, Lord Donald was standing at his feet, saying, how'd you like my feather bed, and how'd you like my sheets? How'd you like my lady fair who rising off to sleep? Matty Groves, you're best one for your life. You slept with great Lord Donald's wife, and now will take your life. Matty Groves, you're best one for your life today. Him the first, and you will have the best of them, and I will have the worst. And you will strike the very next blow and strike it like a man. I will strike the very next blow and kill you if I can. Matty Groves, you're best one for your life. You slept with great Lord Donald's wife, and I will take your life. Matty Groves, you're best one for your life today. So Matty struck the very first blow and heard Lord Donald saw. Lord Donald struck the very next blow and Matty struck no more. And then Lord Donald took his wife and sat her on his knee, saying, who'd you like the best of us, Matty Groves or me? Matty Groves, you best one for your life, for you slept with brave Lord Donald's wife, and I will take your life.